Quick, go, do podcast now, quick.
Oh,
Go.
God, right, okay, what we're talking about?
Today's edition of podcast, I didn't know whether to say it's kind of like a morning after version of a podcast because it's the 101 episode, the one after the special 100 one, or to say it's sports edition because I look like a sportsman.
I look like a fucking mess, that's what I look like.
Congrats, you did it. You achieved your life goal.
Yeah, this is all I've ever wanted to look like. I just want to live in a cabin somewhere, just away from everybody, looking like a mess.
That's the dream. It's the first of quite a few editions of Rushed Podcast because I've got boxing training. I've got a boxing fight that I'm going to be doing, charity boxing fight. It's on the 27th of November in Barnsley. If anyone's around and lives near Barnsley, tickets are on sale. Check Tweets Badly on Twitter for more details. And shout out to Picky Unamoy for following. So there you go. I've got boxing going on, and trainings is on Wednesdays as well, right after podcast recordings. So yeah, I've got that to do tonight. It's my first training session tonight. How do you think that's going to go, Judd?
I think it's going to go really bad today.
Really? We've got a weigh-in on the first session.
You've got a weigh-in?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
It's going to be bad.
So what, are you gonna see each other for the first time then, or?
No, we saw each other for like a kind of like a sign-up meeting. So everyone who signed up to it had a meeting already, and you could tell so much that room was like drenched in testosterone. Like there were so many fellas all trying to really subtly eye each other up, being like, "Could I bray him? Could I beat him in a fight?"
Nice.
I was like subtly like smiling to myself because I could tell so much. And I'm not gonna lie, so was I, because you can't not in that scenario, can you?
Yeah.
So I did find it quite funny, and I'm trying to like keep it fun. I'm taking it very seriously and doing like putting in the work for sure. Like I'm definitely not going to do that, but I want to. For me, I think I will do better in the fight and at raising money and all of the stuff if I keep it fun, if I have a little bit of a laugh with it to myself. So I was trying to do that.
Yeah.
And also, I'm hoping to do that tonight as well. There's a checklist of things that we need to have. We've got to have boxing gloves, which I've already got 2 pairs of, as you know. We've got to have a gum shield, but I don't think we need that for a few weeks yet because we're not sparring yet. And for the fellas, we've got to have a jock strap. You ever seen a jock strap in real life, Judd, or have you only seen them in the movies?
No, I've seen them in real life. I like to...
Why?
That's disgusting. Gross. I'm not saying that.
I knew that it would be. I could already tell. But yeah, I've had to buy a jock strap, and let me tell you, Judd, it's not comfortable because it's a jock strap. So don't know what I expect. And
they never look comfortable.
It was quite funny though because it arrived. I unboxed it and was like, it's the jock strap, and I obviously tried it on to see, if it fits, because if it's not going to fit, there's no point. I'm going to need to get another one. And obviously, as I'm sure most men would do when they get the first jock strap, I immediately started punching my groin area to see if it was doing its job correctly.
Yeah. That's the first thing you do, yeah.
I find quite funny that I'm like a grown man just stood in place punching his genitals. Yeah, I thought it was quite funny. So those are the things that I need for boxing training. Hopefully it'll go well. Honestly, I don't think we'll do much proper training today. It's an hour long and it's the first one, so I can imagine that there's going to be a lot of like getting used to it. I don't imagine that it's going to be like a lot of intense training on the first day at least. So yeah, boxing training. Judd.
Yes.
What's been going on? How are you doing? You got anything to tell me about?
So, oh God, just nothing. Just a whole lot of nothing.
I feel
Just
like,
a
again, if
whole
you're doing
lot
the
of wake
podcast
up,
badly drinking game, that's a place you could take a shot when Judd's
Wake
not
up.
done anything.
go to the bus, get on the train, go to work, get back on the train, back on the bus, home. That is my life.
God, you're
right
like
now.
you're like
And
out of a Tim Burton movie. You know when like the workers are going to work at the site, at the plant, at the factory or something,
Yeah.
and they're all sullen. It's all desaturated, and they get on the wacky looking bus on the way back. All their eyes are droopy and like really like sullen. And
everything's in black and white,
Yeah.
and my eyes are really sunken in, and I look really depressed. And I get off the bus one day, and an old hag played by Helena Bonham Carter comes up to me. She goes, "Spare some change for the missus," like that.
and secretly
And
she's
then-
like
and,
the main villain of it because obviously
Yeah,
to start with you
yeah.
don't know. And her
And then-
like
and then
sidekick
come over, my
husband who's
granddad's
also
played-
developing it is by Johnny Depp.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting a
Yeah.
phone call. Shall I answer this on the podcast?
Yeah, go
Everyone
on.
be
Put
quiet.
it on the speaker. Put it on speaker.
Hello?
Hi Jacob, it's William calling from William H. Brown Estate Agents. You alright?
Yeah, alright, hi.
Good. It's just a quick call. Obviously, we're just working. I know that you rang up this morning. You wanted to put a new revised offer in a 160. And I know you've had an home buyer's report done.
A builder's report, so it more in depth, really.
Oh, so you've had a builder's report. No problem. Obviously, the vendor, obviously, it's quite a lot of money that we're trying to, ask for it for off the current price. And I know that obviously at the moment you probably don't want to, share that report with the vendor because you paid a lot of money for it. Now, in terms of the report, I mean, obviously, we can't show it without your permission. Would you be happy for us to receive the full report to have a look through?
We've already sent her the price breakdown, so she knows how much it is.
You've already sent the price breakdown. What,
Yeah.
directly to the vendor?
No, we sent it through, I think it might be your manager. It was through the estate agent, and she's supposed to have passed that on. And so
Yeah,
she
it
knows that the works are quite a bit more than we're asking for off, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean the price breakdown would help us. Obviously, when we're trying to get agree it, see the full report rather than just the price breakdown. Because we need to speak off the facts rather than of assumptions off the report.
Well, those are facts from the report. Those are why the reason that it's been predicted those prices are based on going round and looking at it. So
also apart from that report that it sounds like that the vendor would be willing to sort out. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking pure facts and magic.
yeah,
hard
well, that's what we're trying to do by asking for a price reduction, and
That's what they're trying to
and like I said, we're not asking for the full
Fucking
price either. That those
Wake up.
and it's just the essential works as well. That's those prices, not stuff that might need doing in the future.
I could do his job. I could do his fucking
Well, I
job.
mean, it's up to yourselves. I mean, all I'm saying is if we start...
He sounds like a fucking nonce. Get him on a register. He is a paedophile. That man has done things to children.
You've got our word, we're not allowed to share it without your consent. But, you know what I mean? But if it's going to salvage the sale and get it through and, calm both parties the vendor down...
That's the voice of a man that needs to be on some sort of list.
It's sold, it was sold as thieves, so it's just trying to find an happy medium where we can move forward, and we're just the middleman trying to find a solution, and if that's going to help us, try and tie it up and get it agreed.
Well, I hope everybody else is enjoying
Well,
this.
I'll
as
talk
much
to
as
my
me.
partner about it. I'm quite busy tonight, so I've got loads to do. So I'll
And his
talk to her
partner
about
is
it
talking about me.
and let her know that you think it'd be help for you guys to help report, and that you can't send it on unless we
We
ask
obviously we
to.
would never do that. We're not allowed to. If you say it's not to be shared,
He's
it's not to be
been
shared. You know
lying
what I
to you
mean?
this whole
Yeah.
time. I'm afraid,
But
so he's
just
got
if
a
we
girlfriend.
could just let a media
He's
and have
just
a look at it, that
people
would
aren't
be
supposed to
really
know about
helpful.
our incestuous.
Okay,
All right.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Twat. Absolute knobhead he is. I don't like him.
I don't like him.
There's also, I'm not going to get into house stuff too much, but there you go, there's my phone call. But so basically, going to break this down really quick so you know what was all about. We're trying to buy a house. We've had essentially a building surveyor go around, look at the house. He said over £8,000 of essential work needs doing. So we've been like, okay, person selling us this house, will you knock off £6,000 of the price of the house, so we can get these essential things done, like the roof isn't on right. And I don't know whether he's passed on that information. I don't know whether he's passed on that offer or what, but they're basically being like, can you show us that report, please? Fuck off. There's all sorts going off. Anyway, so that's that. But if you've not been doing anything, Judd,
nice.
what I'd like to remind you about something from our school days. Yeah?
Oh, yes. What a time.
Not for me. But do you remember, I don't know what this lady was to the school, but I think she was called Hillary. And she was small, had a bit of a peanut head and had like grey hair. What did she do? Do you remember?
I don't know. I definitely remember that name.
Do you know who I mean?
Do you know I know who you mean. Do you know on Doctor Who with the TARDIS? You know how like the TARDIS is there, but like you're not really
it's a perception filter.
That's what she's like, yeah.
Yeah, she would just... I don't know what her job was. She was kind of like... I think she might have been called a chaplaincy. I think she was kind of like the school priest in a way. Because we did have a chapel.
Yes. Because
it was technically a Catholic school, but it wasn't. So she was at the school we went to. No idea what she did. And do you remember when we were at school? The chapel was by far the nicest place of both schools, because we went to one school
and I'll tell you,
that got knocked down
exactly
and they built
why.
a new one in like
I'll
a
tell
new
you
school.
Exactly why
it was
the
the same school.
I'll tell you exactly why the chapel was the nicest part of the school. It's because no kids fucking went in it. That's why it was the nicest bit.
Yeah, and it was really nice. Like, we went to a school that had like a dome, a little small dome, didn't it? When we were most of the time we were at school for 4 out of 5 years that I was at this school. It had like a dome, and that's where the chapel was, and it was really nice in there. And then that school, a new school was built for us, and that school got knocked down, and the chapel was this big like cross feature right at the front of the building. It was really nice, and she was in charge of that. And every year, she gave a very distinct speech in an assembly. And
was it in German?
No. Do you remember what it was about? Do you remember this speech? Because it was iconic.
No, I can't remember.
This might trigger the memory in your brain if I say the geese. It was the geese. Do you not remember about the geese? She gave a speech about geese every single year, and everyone had to listen to it, whether you'd listened to it once or not. You had to listen to it every year. She gave a fucking speech about the geese, and she became notorious for having like a reputation of being obsessed with fucking geese, because she had a point. Like, she was just making a metaphor, bless her. It was basically like a goose on its own can't fly very far because it gets tired, but a group of geese have a system where the front one will fly, and when it gets tired, it'll fall to the back, and then they'll filter in.
It's a very smart metaphor. It's a very smart metaphor.
You know, and every single kid who heard this speech about the geese had the same reaction that was like, look, Hillary, I get your point, but I don't give a shit about fucking geese. So
yeah.
I just thought that was pretty memorable, and I just wonder where she is now. I wonder if she's in like a nursing home just going, the geese! Everyone, we need to be geese! Like, you know? Just rambling on about geese. I mean, it was a good time, I don't know.
Mad.
So, yeah, the geese. There you go. So, apparently, Judd, we can move on to this segment.
Freak of the week.
This segment is called Freak of the Week. It's where Judd tells us about a strange individual he's met while he's been out and about, and we love strange individuals. Big up the freaks. Judd.
Big up freaks.
Tell us
I've got a good one. I've got a good one this week.
Lay it on.
So, once again, this also could be like on a bingo sheet or like a drinking game of ours or something. Once again, on my break, encountered a weirdo. I was just like coming off of my break actually. I was like just heading back onto site, and I see this guy, like outside of the site, and he's like walking about and looking like a bit sort of, confused or something, and he's like moving cones about, and I'm thinking to myself, right, this guy, I'm pretty sure doesn't work for us. He's like not wearing a high vis or anything. He's not got any gear on. I've never seen him about on site or anything. But for some reason, he's just like out round the front of our site moving traffic cones about. And I just thought, you know what? Whatever. He's not really doing it. If he wants to, I don't know, pretend he's Bob the Builder for a few seconds or whatever, then that's fine.
That's
so
some people's fetish, that is right there, maybe.
Yes.
That's what's going on.
I just went on site. I went, whatever. I just went on site, and then I'd like sorted some stuff out while I was on break, and then I went to go back on site, and I was waiting for somebody as he talked to somebody in the office, and there's like a doorway thing that you walk through to get onto this site, and then there's sort of like a fence, like a metal fence in front of it, so you can like see people walking around to the offices or whatever. And I saw him like there. He was like, he'd got onto this site. He'd got onto site, and he was just like looking through this gate at everybody. And he was like walking around and stumbling about a bit. And I thought, what is this guy doing on site? He's not with anyone. He's
Did
just
no one
like
just think to go, what are you doing? Go away.
No, so essentially, I went to like the guy who's like the boss for the brickies, and I just sort of like pointed at him and I said, "Is he with anyone?" And the brickie was like, "Oh no, he's a weirdy. He's like been here before, and he just acts weird." He was like, "I'll go get Mark," and Mark's like the main gaffer on the site, and Mark came out and he like shooed him away, and he like shooed this weirdo off, and he's like pointing to him. He's like, "You off site, get off site now, go." And this guy like looks really sad through this fence, and he like looks at everybody watching. He goes, "Has anyone got a lighter?" Which were like, what? No, leave, go. And he was like, but I need a lighter. And Mark's like with him now. He's like next to him, and he's like got his arm on his shoulder, and he's like going, "Go, you need to like get off site and go." And he's like, "Oh, fucking hell."
I kind of imagined that he'd go up to her and say, "Go, get out of here, shoo, like that to me." He's going,
"Yeah, no, that's what he was like. That's what it was like. He was like going, he's like, "Get out of here, like, vamoose, go, leave."
I don't know what's up with some people. Like, because did you think he was homeless?
I don't know. I just think he was like out of his head.
Oh, you think he was on something?
I just think he was on something. Yeah.
There's a lot of that in cities, isn't there? There's a lot
of that
in Leeds. Around
There's a lot of that
cities.
In Leeds.
There's more than you'd think in York, which is supposed to be nice. I think cities are like a lot worse than people think for drugs. Like I don't know. Some people might have a reasonable idea if they live in cities and that, but I feel like people like who are from a similar area to where we're from, which it's not rural by any means, is it? And we get a fair amount of like druggies around here, but I think even compared to where we live, which is in a big town, that actually thinking about it isn't terribly far off being a city. If it was more compact and had a cathedral, it could be a city. But even in our town, there's not really that many compared to just any city. Like, you go to any city, and it seems like, honestly, it feels like, like some religious nuts might be like, the city, it's like a den of sin and like fucking, I don't know, fornication, and it kind of is. They're not too wrong, you know. Like, there's some truth behind what they're saying there. Yeah. And That's obviously pointed out by the fact that that's where Judd hangs out most of the time for work.
No, I get to. I'd suppose
It's still
yeah.
a city. You're gonna say a different name of a different city then that you hang around.
Yeah,
but it's still a city. Yeah, I don't know. What's the?
Oh, I thought you were saying that like Barnsley specifically is where I hang around. Okay, all right.
What's the grottiest city that you've been to? Do you think?
Goldthorpe, I think.
Goldthorpe? I don't think that's a city.
Yeah.
Goldthorpe.
Not a city. Not a city. Sorry.
It's a village.
It might be
Goldthorpe's
Leeds.
a village.
It might be. I don't know why. I just thought you meant like place in general.
It is grotty though.
Yeah.
Leeds isn't
the worst
grottiest.
Worst city is Leeds.
No. My computer's lagging. I hope the recording's okay. No, Leeds isn't the. To be honest, around us, I think Wakefield's worse. Wakefield's worse than Leeds. Do you not think? Hello?
No, I'm listening to you. I'm thinking.
You were just blankly staring.
No, I was listening to you. You went. Do you think? Hello? Answer quick. It's like I'm thinking. Let me think. No, I don't. I've never really. For me, it's Leeds because I'm in Leeds all the time, and like every time I go on a break or something, I seem to come away with another story about fucking freaks and
I think you'd have
head. So
more
for me,
if you're in Wakefield.
also some parts of Leeds just reek of shit. Like they just reek of like sewerage.
Yeah, that's just life, though. That's places.
No,
just...
it's like quite regularly. You'll walk down the street in Leeds and it just like stinks of shit.
Do you know what's potentially this podcast is sponsored by the Leeds City Council Tourism Board, by the way. No,
We're putting them on the map.
Do you know what's like a grotty place that I didn't expect to be as grotty as it is? When I went to Italy, I went to Naples in Italy, and it's not great. It's like you know what you think of when you think of like a Middle Eastern city that like maybe a Middle Eastern country that's not economically doing particularly well.
Yeah,
it were a lot more like that than when you picture like a European city. It was way more like that, and I was surprised. Like, and I'm not saying that like Europe's way better than the Middle East. That's not what I'm saying by any means. I'm talking a poor Middle Eastern country versus a decently well-off, not a rich, but like an okay European city. Because obviously there's trash, really bad-off European ones and really well-off Middle Eastern ones as well. I'm talking poor Middle East versus okay well-off European. And it was way more like a poor Middle Eastern country, like maybe not so much at the seafront where like loads of restaurants were and that, but if you went like a street or two back, the vibes of it was really weird because the vibes of it were more like Arabic as well than like European. I feel like Italy's not. It's like a not very European feeling country, but it was really grotty as well.
Do you think Italy's actually somewhere in Arabia? Is that what you're going to say?
Well, I mean, it is closer to the Middle East than a lot of Europe, but I don't know. Naples in Italy, weird. It was like a lot grottier than I thought.
People is what you're saying. Yes.
No. There was actually a very nice, attractive bar lady there who was my age when we were there, and I got very drunk. I went on a holiday with just my mum, by the way. It was not a very cool holiday. So, and nice. I got drunk enough to think, I'm gonna go flirt with this barmaid.
Nice. And how'd it go?
Very badly, because as soon as I got the courage and sauntered up to go and chat to her, I saw her leaving her shift to go with her boyfriend.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, less I know the better. Did that just start playing in your head?
No, I don't know it, but I think the title makes it. And obviously, he was like a very attractive Italian man, and I was like, well, that actually makes a lot more sense now that a little bit of the alcohol's cleared my vision. Anyway, back down to drinking. That's kind of how it went. It was good though, Italy. Actually, you know, my favourite bit about Italy was the bar that we went to in the harbour. Like every night, you'd order a drink, and then they'd bring you a meal.
Nice.
That's just like,
What?
that was just kind of like the
Like-
deal in Italy. You'd order a drink and they'd bring you like a meal's worth of snacks. Like, and if your
right.
snacks run out and you order another drink, they bring you that amount of snacks again. If you've ordered a drink and your table's not full up of snacks, they're bringing you more snacks. I don't know if that's all of Italy or just Naples. It seemed like it was very common in Naples, but the bar we went to did it like, they did give you quite a lot of them, and it was nice as well because it's Italy. So you'd have like, obviously, some little pizzas, some little pretzels and stuff. I don't know. So it was good. But we do think the vodka was like accidentally poisoned there or something because we felt extremely ill after drinking there. But there you go, that's a fun little tangent I went on. It's now time for this.
That's it.
This is why you are wrong.
Today's debate, today's segment, This Is Why You Are Wrong. This is where I present a topic to Judd and he presents his stance, tells me what he thinks about it, and I try and convince him why he's wrong. Today's topic. We've got a choice, Judd. Do you want to do the most underrated movie or the best fast food place?
Oh, that's a hard one, you know.
Should we flip a coin?
Yeah.
Heads, fast food, tails, movie. Are you ready? It is heads. Best fast food place, Judd. What do you think it is?
Okay. This, I have an answer, but it feels like a really cheap answer.
Sorry, shall we do... I know this is a bit awkward to tweak it now. Do you want to do the best fast food establishment? It'd have to be mainstream ones. You can't just do your local pizza shop.
Oh, okay.
Or
Well, that throws it out.
best mainstream fast food establishment, or best fast food genre. So, and it'd have to be classic, like pizza, Chinese, takeaway, fish and chips. Is there any more? There's the desserts, the dessert type takeaways. Those could go in there. What do you want to do? Which one of those types do you want to do? Do you want to flip a coin again?
Oh fuck! No! For fuck's sake, just do favorite takeout place.
Okay, best establishment. Okay, go on.
Yeah, best establishment. I am going to say Pizza Hut, and you know
Pizza
exactly
Hut.
what. Yeah,
Okay.
and you know exactly why I'm thinking Pizza Hut. You do, deep in the depths of your soul.
Oh,
you know
do
why
I?
I'm saying Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Probably, maybe.
It's because every weekend when me and Jake were little, Dad would take us to Pizza Hut, and we'd order. And well, first of all, the food's nice. I like Pizza Hut.
It is good pizza.
Yeah, it's good pizza. You used to. I don't know if you get them so much now, or if they used to be better when I was younger or whatever. But you used to get like little ice cream stalls as well. You can go make your own ice cream.
I think you still
and
get them.
put
COVID might
Smarties
have
and
killed
shit on.
those. COVID might have killed them, don't know.
Maybe. Even if you don't get pizza, get fucking pasta or something. Get whatever. It's all good. It all tastes good.
It's all
The
solid,
wings-
isn't it? It's a bit like it's a bit similar to Frankie and Benny's. Frankie and Benny's, I suppose, does takeout, but I'll only just give you Pizza Hut as a takeout place because it's more of a sit-down restaurant. So already that's kind of dinting your choice a little bit because it is a bit more of a sit-down than a takeout.
They do takeout though.
They do, and they have done it longer than the Just Eat era. So, like, during lockdown, obviously, everywhere started doing takeout. No matter where you fucking want to go, they all do takeout now. And they did do it before that. I have seen. Oh, you're drinking dragon soup, aren't you? I thought you were just drinking Lucasade Sport.
No.
Last podcast, I got Judd some alcoholic kind of strange drinks, and they were all in cans, and so we couldn't take them home because they were in open cans. So we poured them into Lucasade Sport bottles, and I thought he was just drinking Lucasade Sport, but no, dragon soup it is. Anyway, so yeah, Pizza Hut did offer delivery before that sort of era, so I will allow it, but even so, you know, and yeah, it is good, but are you not done yet?
I'm not done. I'm going back to earlier. So apart from the food being good, at least I feel like me and you have a tie to this place because Dad used to sit inside on his phone by himself.
Well, he weren't on his phone. It were too early for that, Judd. Smartphones weren't big
he
enough
was
to be
just
able to sit on your phone
he was just
for
like
hours.
staring into the abyss. Then I guess because I suppose that's what people did back in those times when they didn't have a phone. Yeah, so it was just staring in the abyss on its own while me and Jake could go outside and we'd like play some shit like, I don't know, we'd pretend to be like Dragon Ball Z characters or we'd find some big sticks and just start whacking each other with them. So,
and this is on like a walkway that was in front of massive windows, so
everybody could see us doing it.
Yeah.
Everyone could see us doing it. Everybody was sat down and they were having food and stuff. You know, if they'd come out on a romantic date, can you imagine just like a couple? They're like sat across from each other. They've got a candle that's lit in the middle of the table. They've got the plates of spaghetti because it's always spaghetti when it's a romantic setting. And they're sat across from each other, like gazing longingly into each of their eyes. And then in the background, like just behind them, there's me and Jake fucking whacking each other with big fucking sticks.
Like
going,
two children.
Yeah.
It would have been about like 5 and 7-ish, wouldn't we? Something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why Pizza Hut's my favourite.
Well, here's the thing, Joe. This is why you're wrong, okay? One, those memories of whacking each other with sticks, that's not because of Pizza Hut. We would have been doing that anyway, no matter where we went.
Idiots.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter. We would have done that regardless, no matter where he took us. We'd have just been out in the parking lot just whacking each other and shit.
I know it could have been anywhere, but it was there. That's why that's like a plus for me.
It doesn't make Pizza Hut any better. It makes the memories of it better for us, but it also doesn't make the takeout bit of Pizza Hut better. It means it's a better sit-down restaurant. You're arguing a bit for a takeout as well. So here's the thing about the takeout as well, Judd. As with a lot of takeouts, it is inferior when you order from Pizza Hut compared to when you go and eat there by quite a bit. You lose a fair amount when it's a takeout and restaurant place. And as a little bit of a side thing that's a little bit irrelevant, Pizza Hut salad bar and like, you know, when they do the Pizza Hut buffet type of thing that loads of people seem to like, overrated. I'm not too into it. I want the actual pizza. I don't want to fill myself up on croutons. I will always have some croutons and a little bit. I'll just have a tiny bit of everything that I fancy. Don't worry. Don't get me wrong. I'll still have it, but it's overrated. So yeah, and the pizza's good. It is good, and it is good quality. Although I don't know, is it so much better than like Domino's necessarily? And here's a big kicker of it. I prefer Pizza Hut slightly to Domino's. I was gonna say the big kicker of a big downside to Pizza Hut as a takeout thing as well is it's expensive. It's expensive for a takeaway. It's a lot of money for a pizza, and it's not busting the bank as in. When we had Cali Cruz burgers and did a taste test on those, that was probably more expensive for what you were getting, but they were nicer than Pizza Hut is, sorry.
They're awesome, Cali Cruz.
By the way, there's a segment on the taste test of Cali Cruz burgers on the Streams Badly YouTube channel. It was actually cut from the 100 special, but I did upload it as its standalone thing as a video on there. So go to the Streams Badly YouTube channel. If you want to catch this podcast live, you can get it on twitch.tv/streamsbadly. Follow us at tweetsbadly to keep up with stream news, and you can catch the audio-only version on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all other good podcast streaming platforms. So that's why Pizza Hut's... That's some negatives about Pizza Hut as a takeaway place. Yeah, it's good, but like it's expensive and it does get a bit of a downgrade, so you're always mildly disappointed. Honestly, here's the takeaway that I think is the best one. Okay. I think it's your good old McDonald's, Judd. McDonald's is really good takeaway, and there's a lot of reasons why. A lot cheaper than Pizza Hut. Quite a lot. It's a good, solid choice. Everyone likes at least something from McDonald's. Everyone likes McDonald's. You know, it's the most popular fast food in the world. It's the best seller, makes loads of money. Something that I really like about McDonald's is they actually have good, like, seasonal rotational items. And you can get those easily delivered to you too. It's on every sort of Just Eat, Uber Eats. You can just use the McDonald's app if you want. Also, you can go and pick it up just like with Pizza Hut you can. Another big advantage McDonald's has over Pizza Hut is is this, Judd? Where can you order Pizza Hut right now to your house?
Yeah.
No. There's not one close enough.
There's the one just across from McDonald's.
It's shut
We
down.
used to go to all the time.
It's shut down.
It's
It's been
shut
shut down
down?
for a while. That's the one that you
What?
have the memories of. It's not a Pizza Hut anymore. It looks
God
like
damn
one.
it.
It's been there long enough.
God
Do you remember when
damn
they
it.
used to purpose build Pizza Huts? And they don't do
Yeah,
that anymore.
yeah.
And they used to have a certain hut shape. It's still got the hut shape, and people are trying to buy it for a music venue, I think, and call it the Shed, which would be quite cool.
that would be nice,
But yeah, so there's nowhere near as many Pizza Huts about. Like there's pizza places, but not Pizza Huts. So it's nowhere near as widely available. Big blow to Pizza Hut that. And another
Can't
thing
believe this
that
fucking bastards.
well, another thing that I really like about McDonald's that barely any other fast food ordering places have is their delivery times are very quick compared to other places. They're very quick. They're very on it. KFC, maybe Burger King, some other ones like that. Taco Bell could be similarly quick, but I found I live kind of close to McDonald's. It is within walking distance, but if it was much further, it wouldn't be, put it that way. It's like a good 20 minutes walk at least, and it's down and up a hill, and it's so that kind of gives you an idea of like how close I am to one. And if I order McDonald's, no matter what time of the day, it regularly comes no later than 15 minutes it takes from the moment of ordering. That's the maximum. It normally takes around about between 9 and 12 minutes, I would say. Now, compared to other fast food places, Pizza Hut, you'd be waiting half an hour at least. And, like, if you think about your regular pizza shop, it's often 45 minutes an hour because they have to, like, make it. They have to, cook it. They have to have a delivery person, and then they have to drive it all the way there. And so it takes a lot longer. Takes barely. It's so quick for McDonald's. So basically, everyone loves the flavour, everyone loves the price, everyone loves the delivery, and everyone can get it. So it's got great seasonal items. It's just, like, how can it be beat? How's that?
Well, I do agree with some of your statements. I gotta be honest with you. Even though overall, like with how can I put this? Factually, you are correct. And again, if you want to put it as a winner,
am I hearing that I'm winning on a technicality there, Judd? Is that what I'm hearing?
Again, I'll give you another win on a technicality.
That's all I need.
You want.
We did it.
Yeah,
we did it.
Me personally, I would rather any day go to a Pizza Hut than a McDonald's. But
I
for
understand.
availability and for how consistently it's going to be all right. And
it depends. I do genuinely think McDonald's is better overall for a fast food takeout place, but there's a lot of scenarios where I personally would prefer a Pizza Hut as well. It just depends. If you're if you're quite running short on money in the month before payday, but you really want a nice fast food treat, McDonald's is better already. To eat in, Pizza Hut, definitely, I would say. But again, it depends on how much money you've got. If you want excitement, maybe McDonald's, still the seasonal items. I don't know. It just depends. It can flip-flop in reality for kind of us, personally. But I think overall, including everyone as well and everything like that, McDonald's takes that one. There you go. That's that. Judd, I wanted to tell you about my fundraising plan and what I'm going to be doing for boxing, because you've got to raise a certain amount of money and sell a certain amount of tickets to be able to fight in this charity match, which it seems a little bit, it surprises some people that, because like they think, oh, you're already putting yourself out there, like, and then they're expecting to raise a lot. But like, I get it. It makes sense. You can't just go and fight someone and like, it's because if you go and fight and raise no money and sell no tickets, you're just wasting money for that company. Because they have to put on the event, they have to rent the venue, they have to print the tickets, they have to do, all sorts of stuff. They have to get new vests for you to fight in every time a new person fights. They have to pay for training for all of it. There's a lot of money involved, so I understand. They want us to sell... It's been a bit conflicting. I've heard 10 tickets, I've heard 15 tickets, I've heard 20 tickets. I don't know how many tickets they actually need to sell. If you are around the Barnsley area and you want to attend, like I say, go to Tweets Badly and you can probably see some information there. I'll put it up there at some point. I don't know when I'll have time, not going to lie. But it'll be there somewhere. And I've already sold 13, I believe. So I think I'll be fine for ticket sales. And then I think I heard they want you to get a minimum of £100 of money donated as well. I've already done that too. I've got 130, so I think I'm okay. But come on, I want to raise more money and sell more tickets. Why the fuck would I not want to do that for charity?
Well, so Jake, I'm doing my part. So
how the fuck are you doing your part?
I'm doing my part. I've bought a ticket.
No, you haven't.
I have.
No, no, you haven't.
I mean. No. I'll be paying it. Dad has got it, but I'll be paying him back. So
all right, fair enough. I was gonna say no. Our dad bought you a ticket.
No. I'm not gonna let him pay for it. He said he was getting them. He was like, "Do you want me to get you one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'll give him the money."
Fair enough. But what I'm saying is, if I can sell more tickets and I can get more donations going on, then that's that. And there's reason for you to want to donate as well. Costs, and I'll explain that now. So, what I'm planning on doing is doing.
I don't like charity, so
is doing a weekly update video on YouTube. It might not be anything too fancy, but it's where a lot of like updates and other stuff in this plan will kind of be seen and happen. And I'll post that to social media, so it'll be shared on the stream on the Tweets Badly Twitter. It'll be shared on like my Instagram. I'll let people know that there's a new one up on the podcast every week, and it'll be shared to my personal social media as well. So it'll not just be on YouTube and only my YouTube audience will see it. It'll be shared around. But here's where we get to the interesting things, and this will occur in that video. For every £1 that gets donated, I will do 2 push-ups, 2 crunches, 2 star jumps, and run 200 feet. On top of all the training I'm doing anyway. So on top of the gym sessions I'm doing, on top of the boxing lessons I'm doing, I will do that for every £1 that's donated.
Do you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? He is a real trooper.
And again, if you want to donate at Tweets Badly, there'll be information about donating as well as tickets there. Not only will I do that, if you have donated any amount, I'll shout you out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on this podcast. So there you go. That's a reason for anyone in Seattle to donate, because I know you want your shout out on the podcast.
If you come here for me, which is most likely, because I'm the talent, I'll shout you out. Even I'll shout you out. And I hate charity. So that's a steal.
Great. So there you go. I'll shout you out. And then also, that's not it. I will also put your name on my training gloves in Sharpie. So there you go. That's what you get for donating. But that's not all, Judd. There's more.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, what?
There's also donation goals. So if I reach a certain amount of money donated, I will do certain things. So if I reach £150 donated, I will have my legs waxed painfully by some industrial strength shit that my girlfriend's got.
That will won't that just like burn your skin?
Yeah, it'll be great. But do you see what I mean? So if I reach £150, then that'll be in the YouTube video and it'll get shared around and people who've donated will be able to see it. If we reach £200, I'm going to do a spicy boxing challenge, and I'm going to need your help for this, Judd, because the plan for that is that it'll probably be on a Sunday, I guess, we'll have to record it, is I will down a shot of what I think was the spiciest hot sauce in the world at one point. It's the Last Dab XXX from Hot Ones. I'll down a shot of that and then spar around and let it sink in, let it get really hot, and then I'll spar around with Judd. So I'll be like destroyed on spicy hot sauce, and Judd will like be able to batter me basically.
I don't know. I still don't think I'll really be able to batter you if you're having all this fucking training.
I could throw up though. Is the thing. I might throw up mid round and then be like, keep going.
I'd feel too bad. I'd actually feel too bad. I know you'd want me to keep going, which is the thing, though.
So you would. You'd have to. So yeah, that would happen, and again, that would go on the update videos. So that's that. If we reach £250, I will jump into a cold lake in now winter in just my underwear, which will be great. If we get to £500, we're getting into like money that I don't think we'll be able to raise now. But if that's possible, then I will order some very embarrassing ring shorts, some custom embarrassing ring shorts. Now, the reason this is a £500 donation is because I would actually have to buy the ring shorts, and they're expensive. They cost about £90.
You'd have to have them custom made, but to something I should imagine.
Yeah, and a stipulation on that is that we'd have to reach that total quite far before the fight. I would still order them if we didn't, because just so they'd arrive in time for the fight, basically. If I would still order them potentially, and if they came after the fight, I'd maybe make a video embarrassing myself in them, or like walking around in public in them, or something like that. So they'd still get some use, put it that way. But yeah, they cost a lot. So, and I will say, if we do raise 500, none of that will pay for the shorts. The paying for the shorts will come out of my own money. If we reach £750 donated, I will shave my head. Now that'll be great. I'm sure you'd love to shave my head, wouldn't you, Judd?
Yeah.
Now, I don't think I'm going to do this, but I've been debating about getting a tattoo for £1,000. I don't know what the tattoo would be. It'd have to be something maybe to do with a charity or to do with the boxing organisation or something like that. Because if it was just some boxing gloves, for example, I wouldn't mind that anyway, you know? So, I don't know. And I don't think people would be too interested in the tattoo, and I don't even think we'll even reach 1,000 at all. But we'll see. I don't think that'll be in my first video explaining this on YouTube, because I'm going to make a proper video that lays all this out in an interesting way. But I just thought I'd tell you, what do you think of that, Judge? Can you come up with any other ideas or any ways I could sell more tickets or anything like that, or do you think that sounds good?
I think that sounds good, and I can't think of anything. One, because I'm not creative, and two, I can feel a bit of a shit like brewing up inside me, and it's like stealing my concentration.
Right. Okay. Well, that's that then. I'd like to hear from you maybe at Tweets Badly or in the comments on YouTube or whatever, whether you think we should peer pressure Judd into signing up for boxing next year, because that'd be great. I'd love to peer pressure Judd into doing that. Yeah, what do you think, folks? What do you think about that, Judd? Is there any way you would ever do this?
Yeah, no. If I got like my driving stuff sorted, which is looking like I'll get it sorted this year anyway, and I sorted out my new better job, and that was like a steady point where, you know, work was all right, but it wasn't, you know, draining me. Then I would. Right, you heard it here. I just gotta get stuff out of the way first, like important shit, and then if, you know, I'm not completely fucked from work every night, then yeah, I'll do it. I see what you mean, because important stuff can really get in the way of this, like a new job or buying a house. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to think there's never going to be a good time to do something, and just do it anyway. Maybe I don't want to. So. Yep, that's fine. You can, fine. You just be a supporter of cancer then. Fine then, Judd. You heard it here first. Judd actually likes cancer. So, hey, are you here for the cancer? Are you here for the cancer support meeting? Yeah, dude, I fucking love cancer. Jesus Christ. So there you go. Just a reminder that these podcasts might be slightly shorter, and Judd has to try and come up with content for them for at least 8 weeks. So that's 8. The next 8 podcasts are going to be Judd themed. So there you go. Don't show up. Just don't show up. It could be really good if Judd wants to get off his ass and organise like a single player hour-long like kind of D&D campaign type of podcast. That could be cool. Just saying. I don't know. He doesn't have to. You know what? I mean, I could. What I will say is just tune in every single campaign. Oh, okay. I could just run a campaign like one that's already in book. Like, it'd not be one. I can't sit down
For
and
an
write
hour?
a full one because I ain't got time. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean. Oh, we could do it over multiple sessions.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe a 3-part podcast then. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. It could be cool. You'd have to figure it out because I'm too busy. But there you go. If you like the idea of that, just keep tuning in every week to see if it eventually happens. It might never happen. It might.
And then get really disappointed when it doesn't happen.
But make sure you listen to the entire podcast every time because you never know. It might be somewhere in there. You don't know. Anyway, that's it for today's podcast. Bye.
I'm gonna do a one shot of Cyberpunk 2077 in 2077.
Oh, great. Okay, right. I'm gonna end this podcast on a fart. Here we go.
Nice. Do it.
Nice.
Nice.
Congrats.